was born blind, mentally retarded. And then as I grew older, of course, my mother had other kids, and she knew right there that something was wrong because they were progressing, they were walking and talking and everything.
When Loretta Claiborne was 4, she was still unable to walk, and her mother turned to state doctors. They told her Loretta belonged in an institution. Her mother refused, opting for this special education classroom in their hometown of York, Pennsylvania. But for Loretta, school was more of a punishment than a liberation.
I guess she had been told for 4 or 5 years that she could do nothing, that she was nothing. That's just what she was doing, nothing.
I used to go in my room and just cry.
She still was not walking very well.
Just cry because kids were teasing me.
She had become this whole locale's target.
More or less rejected.
She was made the butt of many jokes.
Somebody called me bozo,
cross-eyed,
Clarence, or cross-eyed lion, or something like that.
She wouldn't make eye contact.
I would just stand in the corner
and stand with her face to the wall.
So I couldn't fight them back.
Tore my heart out.
It really hurts. The only thing you would do is cry.
In order to avoid the harassment, before the bell rang, 5 minutes before the bell rang, I would open the back door and say, Loretta, run.
Loretta spent her childhood running these streets, running through the projects from the things that tormented her. But somewhere on these same streets, she stopped running to get away and started running to get ahead.
I started running more, and I learned to, just by overcoming it, just by running, and people would say, that girl could run.
She finished the 1981 Boston Marathon in just over 3 hours, placing her in the top 100 women overall. Today, her marathon count is 26.
I think running has meant a lot to Loretta because it's given her a sense of self-accomplishment. And with that self-accomplishment, the next hurdle isn't as large, and it's not a barrier that she can't get through, but she knows she's already cleared one, and what's another? You know, what's another? What's another?
Walk up the potato! Go! Answer!
She bowls competitively and has earned a 4th-degree black belt in karate. Now she is learning to swim. The sign language she is using is one of the 4 languages she has taught herself, among them Russian and Arabic.
I was a little slow at learning it, but I kept on knocking at it and knocking at it and knocking at it. When they were resting, I was still working at it.
She could have done all of this without ever leaving her hometown. But in 1970, she was introduced to Special Olympics, and Special Olympics introduced Loretta to the world.
Who would have thought so many of my dreams would come true? Every Special Olympic race I've ever won made me want to be in the running for everything else in life.
She has grown enormously in the last 10 years. Who would have predicted that Loretta, at the end of a tenure, would be chosen to introduce the President of the United States?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America, Bill Clinton.
She has won 4 gold medals in 4 different events. She was named Special Olympics Athlete of the Year in 1990 and Athlete of the Quarter Century by Runner's World magazine. But she is not satisfied. She is training for 1997 in yet another sport.
She doesn't recognize her courage. She doesn't know that what she's done with her life has taken so much guts.
Ain't nothing special about me, ain't nothing. You know, there's people out there who run better than I can, there's people out there who can swim better than I can, there's people out there who can bowl better than I can. I don't have a lot of money. I live with a budget. I live in a small, tiny apartment, but I'm happy. I'm happy.